Hi everybody, welcome back to this channel. So for this video, I want to go over the cost of studying a master's program in the UK. I have gotten several messages around how much it's going to cost in terms of, especially how much it's going to cost for you to get into the country. I have randomly selected a university, and this is the University of Wolverhampton. So say for example, I want to apply to University of Wolverhampton. Their fee for the postgraduate taught program, non-lab based, is about £14,000, so 13,950, which is just £50 less than 14,000. So that's what I'm going to have to pay if I was to apply to this university for a master's program. Now, what I do then is to look at what their deposit is, what is required of me to deposit before I get my cast. And in this situation, it's going to be £3,000, right? So £3,000 is what I'm going to have to give them, and then they give me a cast. So when I get a cast, so what I want to do is, as I talk along, I want to sort of like um put down this fee. So right now, let's start. I did say £3,000, so £3,000. So that's the deposit, right? And then after that, like I said, then you get your cast letter. So after you get your CAS letter, I'm going to go back to the university website where I was. Yeah. So you get your CAS letter and then you take it to the visa office, right? Obviously, before you take it to the visa office, you have to have your living cost in addition to whatever is left off of your fee in an account where you're going to have to leave that for 28 days. And that shows as your bank statement to support your visa application. The reason I'm not going to add that fee into this calculation only because you're only to show that fee. You're not going to, you're only to show that bank statement. Sorry. You're not going to pay, you're not going to spend that money right now. So does that make sense? So I'm not going to calculate that, but we can talk about that separately. So let's just focus on how much you need to, cough out, you need to take out to spend before you come in. So right, let's say £3,000. We got that down. The next thing is that the visa. Then yeah, okay. So this is the fee. So for you to, obviously, assuming you've met all the requirements, the next thing is the fee for the visa. For here you have 3,000. I said 3,000. Sorry, £348 for your visa if you're applying outside the UK. Within the UK is 475. So let's assume you're outside the UK. So I'm going to be focusing on that. That will be 3,004. Why am I saying 3,000? Sorry, that will be £348. So let's add that to our £3,000. So 348. So this gives, right. So that's what we have for now. Now the next thing is if you're, it depends on which country you are, because most of my viewers and those that contact me on another platform are from Nigeria. So I'm gonna assume that you're gonna have to do the TB test, which is required for that country, and that roughly takes. Okay, so I have calculated, and it's roughly the what's it called? The tuberculosis test fee is roughly £124. So I'm just gonna add that. That obviously that's the current conversion rate, which it could change. So 124 plus our 3,000. Remember we had 3,348. So that gives us what? 3,720, 472. So that's where we at now. And then, so the next thing is, if you do the tuberculosis test and then you do your visa application, you make this payment, then obviously if you're going to come in with a family that maybe your kid or your wife, or kids, sorry, or wife, that might add more to your cost. So what happens is, the cost, what you're going to pay is exactly for yourself, is exactly what you're going to pay for your dependents. So if you're paying your visa fee, the exact amount is what you're going to pay for them, and the same amount you're going to pay for your IHS is what you're going to pay for them, and the rest of that. So now talking about IHS, that's the next cost. The main, obviously these are the main costs that I'm sort of like going through. So the next cost is IHS. So assuming, because most students come alone, so let's assume right now this is for someone that is coming alone. So you click on apply a loan, is calculated, and our surcharge, which this is literally, it changes. The last person I think I worked with this on was about 600 and something pounds. Now it's 705. So 705 added to our cost that we're calculating. So I'm just going to add this 705. So 7005. This is assuming we're applying for a 1 year program, of course. So that gives us 4,177. So obviously will be your it will be your flight ticket. That's the main fee. So assuming you do get past and you get your fee, your visa approved. So flight, but anyway, let's say you get a 350 on an average for flights. So that gives us 4,527. Now remember, in this university, the example we're using, before you can enroll and get into class, you do require to pay 50% of what is left after you pay your deposit. So from 14,000, we've paid 3,000 as deposit, and now you've got 11,000. You're going to split that into two for the 50% of it, and that gives you 5,500. So we're going to have to add 5,500 to this, and so that makes it 5,500, right? So here we are, about 10,000 £27. Now, with 10,027 pounds, we are assuming, this is very rough estimate, that you'll be able to get into the country if you're going to, say, for example, University of Wolverhampton. Now, the thing is, when you come in, you most likely would require, what's it called? You most likely would require accommodation, except you know someone that you're going to stay with. So I normally suggest that you roughly estimate about 2 months or three, but at least 2 months of rent before you travel in. So within Wolverhampton, this is just also still rough estimates. On an average, you should be able to get like £300 a month for rent. So we're just gonna add that, and I said at least 2 months. Should be more, but roughly 2 months. So that gives you £300. Oh, sorry, for 2 months. So I'm just gonna add it twice. So that gives you £600, right? In addition to that, that gives you, 10,600. And I would say maybe just round it up to 11,000, just so that you have a bit of something to spend while you search for jobs. Round this all up all the way to £11,000. So on an average, if you're going to go to University of Wolverhampton, for example, you need about £11,000 for you to be able to come into the UK. To check on Owanda. Now, some people might or might not know Owanda is the official exchange rate platform, that or currency rate platform that the UK visa office uses to calculate their fee. So, say, remember that amount in your account, yeah, so almost £20,000. This is obviously not going to be spent, but you have to show this fee before you could get your visa. So I'm just going to come here and put about roughly £20,000 in the account. So that's 20,000, and then it converts it for you, the official rate in Naira, and that is 11,292,800 for 28 days before you go to the visa office to apply for your visa. So hopefully this gives you an idea of what you need. And and here we estimated £11,000. So I'm just going to check how much £11,000 is in terms of the actual cost. So 11,000. Oh, sorry, 000. Yeah, 11,000. So in terms of the actual cost, what you're going to need to spend, about 6 million naira. If you're coming from Nigeria, obviously able to come into the country. If you're going to Wolverhampton, if you're going to other university, it might be slightly different, but so if you're in Nigeria, I would be somewhere, give or take, around 5 million to 6 million, for you to safely know that you're going to be able to enter into the country and sort of like, survive and do all that before, more fundings come in from home, or you start working, or, just getting things going as a student. So hopefully this video has given you some advice on the cost of coming into the country, and I'm happy to obviously receive your messages and questions and respond to them as we go on. Thank you very much, and do have a good afternoon or good day wherever you are. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and please drop questions, because then I